of the classification matches, and then equally in the second of this opening session, United States and America will meet for the 4th time in a semifinal at the wheelchair rugby at the Paralympic Games. So there these sides are, they in a difficult group to make a whole lot of traction. They take on the Canadians and the Australians, and that is going to be a tall order for anybody. So the Brazilians, who have dazzled and sparkled their way. France, well, they are a side that were maybe expected as the 8th ranked team coming in this tournament to maybe give it a pretty good go. In fact, officially their 7th is their overall ranking by the International Wheelchair Rugby Federation. What can they do, though, in their swan song? This is the final day for them. Still another day yet ahead. It's the semifinals in this competition today and day 4, and then obviously the medals to be awarded on day 5. Wheelchair rugby officials for this one: Pierre-Alexandre Rier, the Canadian, on the right, and on the left it is Brian Ward, the British official. These two veterans of it, and Ward gives a kiss of his knuckles. He's ready. This is a full contact sport, wheelchair rugby, and I expect this one, the first of today, to equally be the same. Obviously the pride of Brazil to be here and hosting these games. They will want a victory for sure. What a difference it'll make for them, because they are currently ranked number 19 in the world. Come all the way forward up and maybe finish 7th. But this France now making their way out onto the floor. Cedric Nankin, he is a favorite of the Brazilians here. Everybody that has watched him compete, he is impressive. He likes to play a physical brand of wheelchair rugby, and he's got the size in which to back it up. Riadh Salem. You wonder whether or not this could be his final time at a Paralympic Games. 3 times representing France as a Paralympian in wheelchair basketball, and then now here again. He is he's one of the older players in the side, now at 46 years young. And he can really still go. I hope it's not his last time that he will compete at the Paralympics. And now for the host nation. Their moment in the sun one more time. They've done well with it. They have not been shy about taking their moment. They've competed with the best in the world. Higino just makes his way out, introduced. He's a real veteran of his side, but he talks about moving up maybe 12 positions with a victory, sets them up for the World Championships in 2018, potentially return to this tournament in 2020 in Tokyo. ABREU. Oh, he's pumped up. Number 9, he's rolling. He likes to bring the body. And then the dazzler right there, number 11, Julio BRAZ. He is ready to rock and roll as well, as that is the entire lineup right through to GIURIATO as well. Now it's time for the national anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, the anthem of Brazil. Senhoras e senhores, o hino do Brasil.
And you will have heard the dulcet tones of the Frenchmen singing their national anthem as the coaches come across and shake hands and exchange gifts. There'll be nothing dull about this one. This one will light up just after they shake hands here. Moments of true respect. And that SALLEM, a veteran of this game, acknowledging the young gun for Brazil. Just takes up this sport, does Julio BRAZ just last year after coming across from the national side in Brazil as a wheelchair handball player. With this lineup, TANIGUCHI the captain, Higino shares that responsibility as well, number 6. HOFFMANN is strong, ABREU, but it's Julio BRAZ, number 11, who is most likely, unless France are able to control him, he will cut loose today. Rafael looking on. It's been emotional for Brazil in this tournament. And what is becoming a little bit of a thing. The Americans do it, the Brazilians as well. The spiking of the ball both before and after. But this for France. It'll be CHALMIN. He is very important on making those inbounds, number 4, right through this lineup. But their real two guns are number 11, Jonathan HIVERNAT, the captain, as you're looking at Olivier Cuisine and also Christophe SALEGUI. They kind of run 1-2 in this opening lineup. SALLEM will come in. Junior TANIGUCHI, ABREU, and BRAZ started off for Brazil. And the Brits found a way to double team BRAZ and took a little bit of the lead out of his pencil. He can fly, and they'd seen enough of him. NANKIN, CHALMIN, HIVERNAT, and SALEGUI. So Britain were able to double team with a couple lower pointed players up against Julio BRAZ, and that actually changed the complexion of the match that took place. They weren't able to win that one, Brazil, and hence why they're in this matchup rather than competing for 5th place. But the sides will shake hands one last time, and the ceremony is over. We're about to do business. It'll be taken by SALEGUI, but just as quickly back TANIGUCHI. He's got the sticky fingers. He gets to it first, but they can't get through, and actually just carelessly tossed over and back to France. SALEGUI with those distinctive eyeglasses. Inside, he's given it up, and that will be the opening score of the game. It's France, and it's in the hands of their captain, Jonathan HIVERNAT. Look at ABREU. He is going to gun it and run it. He takes it the full length of the field of play. And you can see right now, his engine is revving. He has leveled it at 1. It's the lollipop entrance pass from CHALMIN. He'll do that. He has to be precise, though, particularly if you get a lot of air under those passes. But HIVERNAT again will take it across the line for France. They nose ahead. Being counted in here. Brazil have got to be quick. There, the lob into TANIGUCHI. He's got a couple Frenchmen on him. He's lobbed it, of course, on, and ABREU equally getting immediate attention here from France. Oh, what a give and go. They release it. This is the movement you want to see from Brazil. This is where it goes. It's Julio BRAZ who will score the opener for himself and the second for the host nation, Brazil. That's the kind of ball movement you can see and expect today. And France, if they were watching closely, as these teams do on the other games in which they are not participating in, they'll have seen that double coverage and how it works. But BRAZ, he is as busy as a bee. He tries to unleash that one from France, but it is SALEGUI who will take the lead score across the line for France. Again, this is going to get tight. They've got to get it in, Brazil, unless they call a timeout. They do. And you could feel it that they couldn't quite find an angle. Both TANIGUCHI and ABREU getting boxed in by the two French forecourt players, putting that pressure on. And it's a 30-second timeout. It's really just to reset the decks more than anything. And they'll have another 10 seconds, and they'll try to advance it from the other side of the floor. So the actual scoring clock, not sure why I just counted down a second. That's more technical than anything else, but he's being counted on. He's got to get it in. He lobs it, he bats it, and it will go out to BRAZ. BRAZ will cut off his man, but he can't get back to this one. Or will he? Oh, he's run out of time. Did he call timeout before he did? He did, in such, what a sequence here, back and forth. As he says again, you got that, didn't you, ref? I had the timeout call before I hit the line. But of course he did. You see that so often in wheelchair rugby. They know they're running out of room, and they've got to find a way. That's if they have timeout still in the bank. ABREU up to BRAZ. He'll rock it and roll it. And this, again, we are level at 3. HIVERNAT does most of the ball handling for France. And that a little bit of a passing of the torch from Riadh Salem. Oh, right into ABREU. He's like running into a street post, but he'll give it up, and HIVERNAT will take it for him. He will carry the mail, and France again in the lead. So right now, France much more aggressive than they have been at any other point in this tournament, not giving Brazil a chance to get on the map. Well, this is their home court. They are gonna make sure they perform today. Couple passes already. Julio BRAZ has got himself into a tight space. What a pass to TANIGUCHI. TANIGUCHI will take the screen. He goes long. He goes right into the hands of ABREU. And it's money in the bank, baby, as they've leveled it at 4. Timing is everything, and equally so in wheelchair rugby. And SALEGUI has got himself going already as well. He's got a couple. HIVERNAT's got the hat trick already. France again. They nudge ahead by 1. This right now, ABREU's going to get a speeding ticket the way he's going in this opening period. He offloads it to TANIGUCHI. TANIGUCHI gets himself on the board for his first score. So the captain of this side, he shares those duties with Higino. We haven't seen him yet. You won't miss him when he arrives. And SALEGUI right now has eaten his Wheaties. He's going strong in this opening match. This is match 13, over the top to HIVERNAT. These two have a great sense for one another, and they have been able to run and gun so far. They've kept themselves just the lead ahead of Brazil. Almost turning that up. CHALMIN gets his hands in there. And TANIGUCHI just makes sure that that is last touch by France. It's a tough place to get it in from in these corners. You're boxed up, that's why. SALEGUI takes it over to HIVERNAT. And they've got enough room to the long side. BRAZ is going to go in there. He has a poke at it, but not enough of the ball. And this now ahead by 2 for France. They use that corner to their advantage, and they hem in the options for Brazil to make that inbound. TANIGUCHI with the double hand volley pass. It's releasing ABREU again. And Big Papi will take it across the line. He's got a hat trick as the Brazilian. He has been the open man and the best option whenever BRAZ runs out of time and space. SALEGUI, once he looks up the floor and sees where he wants to go, he's got a pretty good nose for that line. He's forced the contact from BRAZ. I think they're just going to award the goal here rather than remove BRAZ from the field of play. Again, just good ball protection. He's as busy, though, to get in there. He's got to keep a hand on it as he just glides across the line. ABREU through the middle of the floor. And look who he's linked up with. Johnny on the spot. It's Julio BRAZ, who will score again for Brazil. He reads it like a book, and he sets it down like he's going to pick it back up again later. The 1-2 between HIVERNAT and SALEGUI has been the lead in this match so far. Brazil have not enjoyed the lead as yet. France have been clinical. WIRZMA Jr. is in for Brazil. He's getting counted. He's not counted out, but TANIGUCHI has got CHALMIN right on him. He's going to break free from that initial block. He's across the line under 12. So 12 seconds in which to advance it. Inside to ABREU. He's getting bounced. He might get dispossessed. He keeps it though. Last touch by HIVERNAT. And now the use of substitutions. As you see the play from TANIGUCHI into the big man. And once it gets onto the floor, they have to reach out beyond these wheelchairs. That always becomes a precarious opportunity for the opposition, of course, to disrupt or maybe in fact win it back. Gotta be careful here. SALLEM will take you and ram you right out of the building if you let him in these difficult corners. Look at that, right down the back alley. And then into the heart, the front door of this French defense. DAMACENO with his first goal. Have they turned it? Last touched, I believe. Oh, and referee Ward on that one. I thought SALLEM might have got his hands on it, but from the angle, a better one. Ward makes the right call. Here he is. As much a part of wheelchair rugby as the ball itself. And you think of France, you think of Riyad SALLEM, he's gone across the line. That's his opening goal. So this is a equipment timeout. And Bento Anastasio for France just gets himself buckled back in. And that looked to be pretty tight. And of course, like most equipment that is a full extension, of course, like shoes, skates, anything you're using, your ski boots, you want it snug. This is Julio BRAZ. He links on the end of it, and he is the pocket rocket, exploding again. They've not been able to slow him down yet, France, and I'm not sure they're going to think that way. He's got his fourth now. Here goes Riyad Salem. He'll go right back. They'll just go score for score. Whatever you can do, I'm going to try to do just a little bit better. A young sport is wheelchair rugby. Comes in the Paralympic Games in the turn of the century in Australia for those Sydney Paralympics. And the opening gold medal in that one goes to the Americans. The Australians finished with a silver, and New Zealand with the bronze. The Americans are the only team to medal in every one of these tournaments. France and Brazil, they have never got a medal yet at the Paralympic Games. And this is their medal match to try and finish seventh. And they are giving it back and forth to each other. You see the changing of the tire. That's a normal occurrence in wheelchair rugby. And this crowd already in the building. Carioca #1 arena. 14,500 capacity. We're not quite at that point yet. But I wouldn't be surprised by halftime if this place was fully jacked to the rafters. The Brazilians have loved these Paralympic Games. They love sport in general. Yes, they love a good party too. And this has been one serious Paralympic party in here. Here come France one more time. They lock it, they load it, and they rock it across the line. This is JARLAN's first goal. So they've got a dozen now. Into the open space of the outstretched arms of Davi ABREU. And he now with 5, #9 for Brazil. He's a 2.0 classification, 27 years young. And this is a pretty young side, just under 29 years of age is Brazil. 33 exactly is France. This gentleman here, he brings up that average age, but you wouldn't think it to watch him play. Maybe the only reason why is the length of his hair. It's got to take time to grow that length. He's going to go again across the line, though, as that's tucked in so you can see his number and his nation on the back. There's Riyad Salem, who's done it now 3 times already. So an equipment timeout. It's Julio BRAZ, I think, who's got a flat tire. So, or is it just needing the axle, the bolt? They're looking for the right fit over there on the rack. And BRAZ equally looking to say, can you get me one of those quick ones? So obviously each chair a little bit different in its size and its construction. As Salem comes over to make sure that he's ready to roll, he's right beside him. He'll run shotgun. The releasing play up and into safe hands. Damasceno. Salem's coming from behind, and I'm not sure if that's just for the exercise or just the drama. It's going to be Damasceno, though, has scored his second goal of the day. This suits. Oh, Salem. Oh, he's as slippery as they come. What the inside pass that is. And JARLAN. Oh, goodness. Riyad Salem. He just, he defies logic, really. He's a big body. He can rip it up the floor. He's going to track down BRAZ. If he could have taken BRAZ on there, he would have loved it. and he'd done his best to pop him right out of his chair. BRAZ, though, is down on his back. He's gonna need a new tire, and he's gonna need some help to get back up again. It's the hit, and it's a great contact there. The Gwen comes in, the 22-year-old, and drops him. BRAZ, I think, is concerned that they haven't got the tools for him. And the equipment manager is saying, not so fast. We could put most anything on this man's chair, and I'm pretty sure he's going to find a way to be agile out there. There is the French coach. He's kind of saying, well, how long is this going to take? Is this still match going or what? Now he's rolling. You have to have the tools. Your chair has got to be working. Look at him. He leaves him in his afterburners. Riadh SALLEM, look at him. He's got more shaking moves than you're going to see. That many hitches coming at a man with that speed. I think they almost make a decision to say, listen, man, if you want it, I'm going to step out of the way, because if you're going to hit me, it's going to probably leave more of a mark than I'm ready for. Across the line again, though. BRAZ will convert it. This suits SALLEM just fine, this kind of game. BRAZ is in there, tries to strip it on the first attempt. Well protected. This is great advancement from France. We haven't seen a lot of JARLAN. He's come out here with SALLEM, and these two right now are putting on a smoke show. Brazil thought this was going to be their moment to lead from the front potentially against France, but they have shown the extra gear in this one, have the Europeans. It's out to BRAZ, and he's got it though safely. It's back within one. SALLEM, deliberate in his start. He can spin and turn as quick as you can bat your eye. The pass in, again, it's fantastic. JARLAN, and he is a 2.5. And from what I'm seeing right now, he's been underutilized in this tournament. Inside the last minute here, SALLEM is going head-to-head up against BRAZ, and this suits both of them just fine. Their showman, this has been turned over, and last touch by, oh! It is gonna be France's ball still. I thought last touch by France. Obviously, the referee's decision is final, and it will, in fact, be assessed that Brazil last touched it. France with the inbound. They've got 7 seconds on the scoring clock. They get 40 overall. It's in, it's been popped out, but time is now against France. They're gonna call the timeout, and I think it was one of the other teammates. It was JARLAN who saw that only trouble was afoot in the middle of the floor for France unless they called it. So the re-entry now coming from Les Bleus into Riadh. He gets a little bit of support. How will they construct this one? He doesn't quite look it on the first go. He's still going. Inside pass, and again, France is dynamic. This into Rudolf JARLAN. And wow, I have been blown away by what he has brought to this one. He's only averaged a goal a game in his tournament so far. That's his third already in this opening period. And they're gonna send it, and ABREU can't quite smother the hop on it. Coming back for the leftovers, SALLEM, he's not afraid to grab some of those. It's popped over into the back of ABREU. One more go, and this frenetic at the end of the opening period. The coach for Brazil saying, let's settle this thing down already, boys. As this has just got a little bit funky. After 8 minutes of play, it's France in the lead, 17-15 over the host nation, Brazil. This is for 7th place in the wheelchair rugby. So the 1 defensive fouls, they turn it over 3 times, and that is the difference in the opening frame. The 3 steals as well for France. So thrifty. They get in there and they take the additional opportunities from the Brazilians. It'll all come down to ball management. They both have flair aplenty. Every match on day 4 set to probably be as tight as this one. The top 8 in the world in the sport. They have shown that there really is a few different tiers globally as far as the top 4 and then the 5 through 8 in this tournament. But in spells, they both can play breathtaking wheelchair rugby against each other. Generally, it's the depth of quality that will determine the end result. Right now, these 2 sides have been delivering it in the opening 8, but JARLAN is having an outstanding game right now, and he starts this second period again for France. He now has 4 goals. And that is 400% better than anything he has done so far in this tournament. So that a big part of this 3-goal advantage. Up to BRAZ, awaiting, and right into his lap. That's what he was born to do. He's a great wheelchair athlete. Has done it at the national level for Brazil now, and this is 2nd sport. Just picking it up last year. Wheelchair rugby, and then arriving and bursting on the scene. HIVERNAT slaloming his way back and forth, and he shows you just how slippery he is too. Just rides that momentum across the line. He's got a half dozen. So it's the Pan Am Games that really set Brazil's preparation for these Paralympic Games running. They finished 4th in that competition in Toronto a year ago. 14 months now to be exact. And that was the announcement of what Brazil could do in this sport, and then steadily just building ever since. Across that center line, they've moved it well. They've been efficient so far, France. Dropping it into HIVERNAT. He's got JARLAN. Higino out there, number 6. And this one more time. With, sure hands. JARLAN has got 5. This is good from France. SALLEM with 5. HIVERNAT with 6 and SALEGUI with 3. The best distribution of scoring through this French lineup in the entire tournament so far. And Higino comes back and he puts one on the board for the South Americans. That's his opener. 5 different scores for Brazil. They haven't found an answer for that man yet. He's kind of just stepped forward in this matchup and taken charge of making sure that France just maintains this lead. He has a long route to come out of his own half, but he's given it up to HIVERNAT. And now he can just provide a little bit of blocking. He's found a little bit of a wind. He's going to slipstream right through this defense again. And he's across the line. And he is having a dominant game right now as the captain for France. ABREU, not blessed with great speed, but he's got a good passing arm. He is powerful. He's also got that great reach advantage. Oh, there Higino is turned it over as quick as that, as HIVERNAT will just pop it again across the Brazilian scoreline. Higino over the top. ABREU will work to come up with this one. He does underneath it and rolls it with a strolling goal as he rides across the line again. He's got 7, so does BRAZ for Brazil. And HIVERNAT. Brazil cannot match him right now. Each possession, he looks a thought and a step ahead. It's into BRAZ. He's going to have to pass it. He goes to the left hand. He's found the angle to ABREU. You're not going to catch him from there. He's got enough speed to make that work. And he has been the most reliable option today for Brazil. He's their leading scorer at 8. Send it down the middle, awaiting. Oh, I don't think they will, you're right. He crosses that line a moment too soon, RIOUX. And he realizes it there now as he just, with his wheelchair, those opening 2 wheels, get across the line before he has the ball in his possession. Difficult to see from this angle, but it's just ever so slight. The referee right there to call it. These passes are difficult to make. You've got both the goal line and the sideline against you, but BRAZ is going to rip it right down the floor, and he's lighting this building up. They love his speed, they love his energy, and they love that he is a fellow Brazilian. Look at this turnover one more time. BRAZ is in tight. It's gone off of France, though. And he doesn't have huge size, so if you smother him like a blanket, you can create trouble. And now they're asking for these fans to bring the noise. This is the last time for Brazil at these Paralympic Games in wheelchair rugby to perform on this grand stage. BRAZ has got his back to the 2 Frenchmen. He's put it over to ABREU. Things slow down for a moment. They have to keep this ball alive. They've got time, and they elect to go to a timeout. They almost might need to have regrouped and come back around again to develop some speed. And their coach, Gouveia, is calling them over. Fatigue is also a part of this tournament now. 4 games in 4 days. And when you're playing against the best under this type of conditions, it affects different athletes obviously differently. Some, they get an adrenaline rush and they can go. I'm sure some of them had difficulty sleeping, because this is really, for many, you just never know when your chance to perform in a moment like this will come again. Higino will score it. He backs across the line, and that timeout is effective. And it pleases these Brazilians as Higino now has a pair of goals. And here comes the Brazil chant that will ring around Karaoke #1 arena. We're building well over 10,000 in here now. And just give it a few more minutes. It's pretty much at full capacity. What a move by HIVERNAT. They've got BRAZ in the penalty box right now. As soon as he scores, he'll come back out onto the field of play. Brazil must keep it tight. They cannot afford to have a 4-goal lead. Great cross block there. Damasceno just delivers it into BRAZ. He goes up to Higino. And a 3-point turn as well at the end just for style points. He'll score it. He's got a hat trick. HIVERNAT reaches up, plucks that one from the tree. Is it going to taste sweet, though, at the end? And will he get a bite of it? Looks like the Brazilians are trying to take a chip out of him. He's still going. He's got BRAZ behind him. Higino holds him up, and he's been forced out of the field of play. That will be an automatic score. Sometimes they'll penalize the player. They've given the goal. And they're now, again, up by 2. Dead level, 8 goals apiece in this second period. It's up for BRAZ. Nobody's going to touch him from here. These are moments that if you could freeze them, you would. The pleasure of scoring, and without the pressure. Nobody around, just you in that goal line. HIVERNAT is going to run into a problem here. He knows it. He gets down to 29 seconds, so 11 seconds had gone. And you're allowed a total of 12 before they call you for a violation. You have to get it through that center line. So it's all been so quick. 4 players, every one of them with a different classification, from the lowest level of function, a 0.5, right to 3.5. That's how they get a level playing field for all these athletes to compete against each other. They'll have impairments in their lower limbs and their upper limbs. But you wouldn't know it. Here they come again. SALLEM. He will take it across for his 6th goal. Oh, they've called timeout in time. SALLEM will do that. He gets on your bumper and he starts to just drive your business. He tries to put you wherever he wants to direct you. A little bit like a bulldozer. SALEGUI is back in the match for France. Damasceno has done well. He's going to have to get going with more speed, though. He's put himself into a tight spot. BRAZ forward, up to Higino. And the one named Wonder has scored again. And while different hairstyles, SALLEM and Higino, they equally as distinctive as the other. As this, the offload, it's up to SALLEM. He'll just tuck that into his lap for safekeeping, and he'll score again for France. They're up by 2, and he's got 7. BRAZ has got his passing game going today. Higino, he doesn't even need to overly assert himself, and he's enjoying that, but he does now. He's got more energy coming back without the ball, telling everybody where they need to get to be quickly. Let's try and breach this gap here. SALLEM. He almost can generate speed without even propelling himself with his arms. Just with his core strength and slaloming and moving himself, you can see him just pick up velocity. And it's been knocked down by France. It will be again Brazil's inbound.
Posse de bola ainda do Brasil.
So referee Brian Ward having a chat with these players. And Damasceno looks to be going off. They're going to actually just utilize this as a timeout. And interesting to see just what that conversation was. Just clarifying the point, but they'll just take a breather now. As this next inbound is crucial. They want to manage this remaining 2:36 in the opening half. So there appears an issue with the Brazilians' wheelchair that they're trying to get sorted out. And you saw Ward come across just to make sure. It's just actually the wiping of the floor here that they're just wanting to make sure is in order. They've done that. And we look like we're ready to resume action. Take two. It's BRAZ for the inbound. He's talking to his teammates. He's being counted on to get it in. This an angled pass on the money for Damasceno. And what is going on here? There's a few discussions, and I'm just wondering whether or not the players have said something to Ward. There just seems to be a little bit of a burr in his saddle. So just checking our play-by system. It's a turnover on the throw-in from BRAZ. I'm not entirely sure why that was. It looked to be in control. But nonetheless, the call has been made. And France here just need to just work a little quicker. They're managing the clock to a degree right now. So out of bounds is what the official call was against BRAZ. And whether or not he rolled into bounds as he made that play, potentially. It is going to be SALLEM that takes advantage of another possession. And with it now, they go up by 3. So these timeouts and the execution of the inbounds right after them, more than you might expect. There is often a change in the story as far as execution. There's a little bit of a timeout, getting that focus back up to speed again. They generally seem to be a weak point. SALLEM comes across, and Higino knows that he is. He calls a timeout because he just got a triple play of Frenchman, and then right there, that will wake you up in the morning, Higino. Here comes SALLEM again. He's most happy with that ball in his hand and driving across the line. He throws on the anti-lock just before he takes out the advertising boarding. He hit top clip coming across that goal line. And it's now a 4-goal spread. He's got double digits. Damasceno with a good inward move. Watch this. It's surgical-like. They've got it loose. BRAZ, he has enough room to get away for a second, and he starts to sparkle. That's what they want to see. Brazil, they equally have a player on double digits now. He's got his 10th. SALLEM gets away from Higino, and he rides that wheelchair like he's stolen it. He will get gone in a hurry. And down the floor with $1:30 in the remainder of this second period. And France continue to just put the goals across the line. And BRAZ with that left wheel. It's for the 3rd time that they've looked at that one today. It's deep, it's well located, and it's received by their maestro on this Brazilian side, Julio BRAZ. He and SALLEM, they play this game in the most entertaining of fashions. There's a handful of them in this sport. I'd say a half dozen, really. Not every team has one, but these two teams do. SALLEM across the line. And they've turned it over here. Now that's the movement out of the area. We'll just see exactly what the call is, whether it's infringement, just getting into that, what should be a meter. In these difficult spaces to make the inbound, he makes the most of their proximity. With that goal line and with that sideline, he spins out here. And he does the end around for another one. So just over a minute remaining in the opening half. And it's a 5-goal spread as France have started to show their quality. ABREU has it taken from him for a moment. And SALLEM, he doesn't even really care if he gets the ball. He just wants to make sure you don't have it. The inbound that was looking, they're going to go out to BRAZ. BRAZ has broken the anchor. That is Riyad SALLEM that tried to hook onto his boat. But he's got his sail up and he's got his tail up. He's got a dozen now, does the Brazilian. CHALMIN pops it in. Just thinking, we haven't seen Cedric NANKIN yet. It has been this four-man show, a little bit of some substitution, but NANKIN, no duty as yet. They officially have him down there. I don't think we've seen him out there for much. Just the starting of this game. We've seen so much more of him in other games, but obviously they have not been this one. And it has been SALLEM right now, who for the majority, he has just been rocking and rolling from the front. He's got 14 goals for France. Damasceno has got a lot of playing time in this one in the opening half. He gets it across this line. JARLAN equally has been outstanding for France. These are two players that haven't had as much time as that. Into ABREU, he's had a lot of opportunity for Brazil, but equally he's taking advantage of it. He's got 9 goals now, and that's the most that he has scored in any one match. BRAZ is an all-round player. He'll find you with a pass just as quick as he will burn through you and around you. An exciting option now for the future of this sport in Brazil. Riyad SALLEM, he's gonna have to put a rocket in that chair to get across the line in 1.8. It's gonna be a penalty though against Damasceno. The inbound will be closer to this line. Well, this not quite as dramatic, but could be. It's going to be lobbed in by SALLEM over the top. It will just get away, and there's still 0.9 of a second. And the nature of this game, with the clock not starting until it's been received inbound, there still is an opportunity to score. Oh, they will! And right at the finish line, I think so. Did they cross the line? They will count it. And how about that? SALEGUI. That's why you can never count it out and suggest like the half is over or this thing is done. You've got to just keep an eye on that clock. As soon as it's touched, it's fully counted down now. But that is as quick an inbound as we have seen, and a conversion from an offensive side in this tournament. And they spread it again. Out to 5 goals is the lead for France, 35-30 over the host nation, Brazil. So a 5-minute break here at halftime. The defensive foul so far for Brazil. They lead that department. They also lead the turnover department by 5. And the steals in favor of France. That is showing just who's really in charge of this one. It is not away from Brazil yet. They can recover this scoreline, but they are gonna have to be airtight perfect to take advantage in the remaining 16 minutes. Possibly more to determine who's going to finish 7th in this tournament. But for a moment, we will let the fans enjoy the entertainment and the athletes take a breather. We'll join you for the second half coming up.
Hey guys, is everybody having a good time? Tá todo mundo se divertindo aí? Listen to you guys, but first
The wheelchair rugby has been a spectacle to behold, and this the penultimate day of the competition. It's semi-final day and the classification matches. This one for 7th, and the host nation Brazil up against France, and it's France with the lead by 5 as we start this second half. JARLAN can't say enough good things about his play. There is NANKIN. He gets ripped up by ABREU, and he has popped him, and he's gone down hard. That takes some doing. You've got to come under NANKIN, and I bet you he's not far off, 180 pounds. And to get him up off the floor, you really have to be bringing some level of G-force. And ABREU takes a moment to celebrate, because NANKIN is normally the man out here who's like a French tank who takes you out, he'll block you, he'll control you, and he's got that heavy mass in his shoulders and his back, and he's tough to move. Normally he's a little bit like a lamppost. You run into him and you wrap around him. Not this time. ABREU lifts him right up out of his chair. Oh, he's done it. He's been pushed out though too. BRAZ isn't that heavy. And as much as he is as quick as a whippet, sometimes his body weight works against him, because he just gets shoved really right off the highway and into the ditch. That was the sideline, and they turn it over. France take that moment right back and kill that momentum just as quick as a bullet. Oh, what a ram there from HIVERNAT. Look at him. He's a destroying machine. Takes down a couple of Brazilians en route, and he does it calmly. He's not a big, heavy man at HIVERNAT, the captain for France. But he just rocked a couple of South Americans that left them wondering if they should try that again. Look at him. Turning right through, and at the end, just for good measure, have a little bit of that. I gotta say, I love it, as it will be the inbound coming from HOFFMANN. BRAZ will keep the play alive over the top and right into the basket. That's as sweet as a nut. Brazil, they have a new score on the board. It's Rafael HOFFMANN with his first. He's 32-year-old, and he enjoys also celebrating the physicality of this sport. Look at the crowd in here. It's a little bit like Chinese whispers in Olympic Park. They say, where are the Brazilians performing today? Over at wheelchair rugby. I'm on it. And they get a ticket and they're in droves. This is HIVERNAT. Across the line, he'll score again. And he has been leading the charge for the Frenchman. But he is running shotgun, in fairness today, to Riyad Salam, who has 14. He now has 10. ABREU could use an alignment on that wheelchair. He's used it as a battering ram in the last few minutes. But it looks like it's been through the wars already, and it's still ticking. I do wonder just how long one of these chairs do officially last. Can't really register it as far as the wheels on it, because they change those so often, but the actual frames, I wonder if they're intended to last for life. Got to be tough, though, the amount of force that they endure in this sport. Leaving the field of play, though, it's going to be an automatic score as HIVERNAT has got a nose for it. He sniffs out any loose ball like a bloodhound. Oh, and he's back now defending. It's still in favor, though. As you see the accentuated indication from referee Brian Ward. It's still in favor of Brazil to advance. Up to ABREU, he's got the inside lane. He'll keep JARLAN just on the outside track. He thought better of really trying to pound into ABREU. And that'll be his 10th score of the day. He can't even get back out on the floor right now. He's been locked into a position, and he, at times, has been huffing and puffing, as you might expect. He's getting so much floor time. And HIVERNAT makes it look easy. BRAZ will stay with them, though. This might not be so easy now. There's NANKIN, though. Provides that cross block. And BRAZ just concedes, says, I can't get around you as quick as I need to. And a wheel is coming in. I wonder if there could be an easier symbol. It's an obvious one. They make the big circular motion. I need a wheel, but that's also got to take energy to indicate that. I have to come up with something that's a little bit more code. And Ward has called a foul here off the play. And he's come across to give the assessment. So while all the concentration has been on HIVERNAT, you see the shaking of the head from GUENTHER. So is that officially against the record? It's a timeout, the equipment, but you did see there he comes across to have a discussion with the penalty box area. He doesn't actually assess anything. I think just a warning there. And you see the wheels still spinning. BRAZ, who gets himself into an awkward position there. That's a great shot of just how these athletes continue to surge and force the issue. And that plastic there around his wheel axle looks as though it's been chewed at by a bear. It looks like it has certainly reduced in size originally and just been worn down. Advanced and into BRAZ. There he is. ABREU is his #1 option with that left-hand pass. He's got 11 goals. Oh, JARLAN. He has all the right moves. Cedric NANKIN, he might just have enough weight and momentum. Oh, he's turned it over. It's alive for JARLAN again. He right now, he's got an answer for most things out there for France. HIVERNAT is going to try to feed it to him. He's going to run out of real estate. Look at him now, just getting thrown apart here by the two Brazilians like a tow truck, just ramming these guys. And again, another wave of Brazilian defense. And they are forced to call a timeout here. Both of BRAZ and ABREU together, they lock up. And they basically grab HIVERNAT's chair and say, no, it's not going to go that way. So a different look here. TANIGUCHI will come in. Higino, the co-captain, alongside. And he comes up against JARLAN. He has seen probably enough of what he's been able to do today from the sidelines. And again, he's encroached in that area, and it's against BRAZ. And if you get too tight trying to defend this inbound, you'll get a NANKIN come in and rock you. We've seen SALLEM do it too with that body weight. And they just put you into that area where you end up crossing that meter barrier you're supposed to allow the inbound to be given. So that violation, again, serves France well. And HIVERNAT with the 4-against-3 advantage. He's just waiting to score one more time. He holds it. And Taniguchi, they've already gone over to the penalty box area, getting ready to accompany BRAZ back out on the floor. He scores it, and that's his 13th now. So this 5-13 is key. This is moving time for Brazil. They cannot wait till a fourth period. It's not going to go that way. They have to drop the needle here and start to equally disrupt this French attack. Higino, he's got a timeout on his equipment. He's riding the wheels of the French wheelchair. He's been caught up and he's got underneath him. And he needs to be dislodged. It's that front bumper. That is a real nemesis for these players. Those bumpers on the lower classifications, or the lower classified players, they are so long and they're just capable. You see, like I've got a basket in the front. They cause more problems. And hence why they're designed that way, to give a level playing field. They're more the defensive player, but this Taniguchi taking it across the line. And he has got himself a second goal for Brazil. And BRAZ comes out of the penalty box. And there's NANKIN. He's coming back. He remembered what BRAZ and ABREU were doing to his teammates. And he'll take it upon himself, won't he? He's the equalizer. Again, NANKIN in the side of Taniguchi. Higino has a thrash at it, but he can't come up with it. There is more contact in this game. Look at that from BRAZ. He goes in there, and he's as quick as you would want to see without getting a penalty. This is what Brazil needs, but they didn't win it back. They've just disrupted their flow for a moment. To be able to get it away and then take possession again, that is quite rare in this sport. It could go anywhere. It's like a pinball with all those chairs around, but HIVERNAT, he has been a real solid and consistent performer. He is equal now with SALLEM. We haven't seen SALLEM in a while. He's a different style. He's not as flashy, but he is reliable and very consistent. Higino, he's ahead. He takes a little bit of a different route, and I'm not sure that was the best one. It's Taniguchi that's going to have to tidy up here. NANKIN is capable enough just to shield him off this side here. Taniguchi's run out of speed. It's the offload to BRAZ, and they've got enough time here. There's a box out, and we'll take it around the end. Good there from Higino to allow BRAZ to get his 13th. It's back again. It's within a half a dozen, but they have to start taking a shift out of the scoreline right now. Brazil, they can't leave this to the fourth period. HIVERNAT is deliberate and patient. Keeps this ball alive. NANKIN comes right across and rams into the Brazilian player, WIRZMA Jr., and just that diagonal motion across creates enough of a seam for HIVERNAT to go the other direction. BRAZ is going to win this race all the way. He'll score, and they keep tabs on each other as he unleashes the speed on that score. They need to make it happen now, Brazil. Force the issue. NANKIN, however, is so disruptive that he's not allowing them to get close. Can they turn it over here? Higino's in. Is it going to be a 50-50? It was close, but HIVERNAT has taken it back. Taniguchi tries to jump into his lap. HIVERNAT, though, again, very resourceful and effective. He's suggesting contact on the arm. He slams the ball down. He takes care of his business, though. He's leading this side now with 16. Oh, Nankin. I'm guessing, as they say, about 180 pounds, and depending on what you use for weight measurement in your part of the world, he's a heavy mass, and particularly when he generates speed. Taniguchi, though, has got a hat trick of goals, the captain for Brazil. Oh, and this is BRAZ. He's gonna up the physical stakes. It's gonna go down to Nankin. He's got it in his clutches. And he'll enjoy a little bit of offense. He does all of that good work as a selfless contributor to this French side. And he gets his first goal, gets a little bit of return for all of that effort. So an equipment timeout. I think it's Taniguchi that's just needs to tighten up the lug nut on his left wheel. They're gonna just pull it off instead. And they'll get a replacement for it. So every player, of course, well, they have the individual sizes, so they've got to quickly search through their options, find the right one. And they're pretty standard, but just, you'll see, obviously the different preferences for the athletes. Now going again. This is Nankin, BRAZ, they're just warming up their tires. I think Taniguchi's buckled in. So substitutions for France. I think Taniguchi's going to have to go off here. He's not quite feeling it. And there'll be a substitution for both sides. 2:40 remaining in this third period, and it's a 7-goal lead for France. And you wonder whether or not they've done enough in the opening stages of this match to really control things from here. It needs to be an impressive response from Brazil to disrupt things, because HIVERNAT has pretty much shown his quality in this one, as he has in the entire tournament. But this, right in their weight class, this matchup for France. Nankin's got one of the best smiles you're ever going to see. Doesn't offer it up much. They might see it at the end if they could get a victory here. What a spin move out of that trouble. Damasceno is going to have HIVERNAT right on him. Oh, he's backed out of it twice. He's done well into BRAZ. He is going to release it back to Damasceno. That is really some wonderful ball movement and some great anticipation of each other's movements. WIRZMA Jr. with that first attempt. It's been turned over, and is this a chance for Brazil to shine? They've got to keep possession. BRAZ up to Higino, and he takes it off the right side of his chair, and casually across the line, he drops it for the referee. It's within 5. This is their time. They got to go in right here and try and take it from a lower classified player. Once you get it to HIVERNAT, you're going to struggle to take it away from him. They force the timeout, and that's where the pressure needs to come. It's survival of the fittest. And right now, France just wanting to maintain strength. They've called a timeout. 2:02 remains in this third period. It is full inside the Karaoke #1 arena. And there is so much more wheelchair rugby to come in day 4. The medals, they get presented, and they equally are competed for on day 5. It's gone off of, oh, it's turned over, and that one equally an interesting call, because it looked as though it went off of WIRZMA Jr.'s chair last, and now BRAZ is the conductor, leading this orchestra of cheers. And now, it's Brazil is the chant. As if they can take this ball and score again, things will get very interesting indeed. You wouldn't doubt it. It's 4-on-4. And Damasceno has been a revelation today. He's got the room, he's got the score, he's got the mojo for another Brazilian goal. That's his fifth. Oh, and Riyad Salem is back out. This becomes the Salem and BRAZ show now. As these two guns light to fire, and this is Salem with his 15th goal. Damasceno, he is doing a lot of the hard work. BRAZ decides to offer a pick this time. Damasceno will just take the open lane, and a half dozen to his credit. Trying to go in early. BRAZ, and look at Salem. He knows that that tight angle is going to close for him. If he doesn't hit his mark quick, he will in fact change or turn the ball over. And you see him, he just rockets down the field. BRAZ is getting rudely worked. And this from Salem, he's a beast. He bulldogs BRAZ. He forces them from behind to make a mistake, a play he didn't want to make. And now what he does about it, he comes right back and he slams on the brakes. These are one-on-one. This is a moment of real pride between these two. This is a competitor's moment, as they're going to try to stack up against these Frenchmen here, Brazil. 4-on-4 in the remaining seconds in this third period. Salem, he might call a timeout when they get tight on this score clock. He's established his position. He will take it across the line with 18.3 remaining. How about him? The hunter becomes the hunted. And he likes both of those roles just fine. Damasceno, he's got enough time. There's enough distance there. BRAZ does well to smother that one. That ball can get away just as easily on the bounce. Over to Higino, and Higino has got Salem on him like a bad rash. Damasceno's got to be quick. And where will it come? It's going to be turned over. And Salem he's like the Tasmanian devil out there. He is tearing things up, causing all sorts of chaos. And now he just keeps the ball up and away from Brazil. What an interesting exchange there. There's no mercy being shown by France to this host nation. Nothing polite about this one. It is Brazil 41, France 47 at three-quarter time. This a classification match for 7th position. Defensive fouls, 7 of them. Turnovers, again, 7 more than France have committed. And then the steals in favor of France too. It really is impressive that is as close as it is, because those discrepancies indicate a pretty strong performance in favor of France. Underway in this fourth period, and it's France immediately to take the inbound, and they convert it. So they continue to just keep at arm's length. Brazil, every time they threaten and create a commotion, they seem to have the antidote to just take the sting out of their tail. SALLEM and BRAZ. Oh, BRAZ again. He recovers it. Oh, and he's giving it back to SALLEM. That's a tough one. It's just there you see a moment of what the pressure again will do to you. And it's the body weight as well, the experience from SALLEM. And this is a sport for BRAZ that he's only been playing for a year. And there are some tricks in the trade that you want to put in your bag along your pathway. And he scores another one for Brazil. It's into SALLEM. Again, he just creates good pressure on the floor to keep his balance and not allow the Brazilians to turn him or equally to disrupt his control. Again, he's linked it. Oh, and he finds it back. That ball is like a yo-yo for him. He scores it again, puts it down ever so emphatically. And he, with 19 goals, leads the entire match. You get a sense that he has just been waiting to get into a matchup like this. And SALLEM was one of those players, we would say it maybe in the sport of ice hockey, that he is a river hockey player. He loves it when it's just wide open. Schoolyard stuff. Not quite prison rules, but where really there maybe isn't the entire structure to the match. This one is free-flowing, and he reaches in right now and takes a penalty up against BRAZ, but when it's buzzing and the game is at full throttle, that's when Riadh SALLEM is at his best. A smile and the exchange equally with the penalty bench officials. He loves life. He loves sport. You'll see him watching all the other teams. He really is engaged by this Paralympic Games and probably more than anything, humanity. BRAZ will score again. He's got 16 across the line. He's talking about who you need to guard. Deep and option. And SALLEM is back out. Give and go. Immediately BRAZ is on him. And you have to. You got to get him early. But even if you do, how many times has he been shunted already here? Contact. Look at him go. He can find any way to get where he's got to go. He's just a force of nature. And a timeout as both of these sides will think it through. It's gone now to 8-goal advantage for France. They lead this fourth period 4-2. And SALEGUI, he's probably feeling it from there. A bit of a smile, and nothing disrespectful about that. They've all come here to win. And it might be France in a good position from this distance with the work they've already put in today. Raul GUENTHER will take the inbound, and SALLEM is back. He's like a magnet. Wherever the action is, he wants to be in it. He's going to take Higino, and he's going to run him right out of the building if he can. Just can't get to him. ABREU comes across and has to provide the cross block on him. SALLEM is not going to be able to stay this time. Higino opens it up on the highway, and the hair blowing in the breeze. He gives the ball back. He's got 7 goals for Brazil. Maybe this time. Not when he can do a 720 spin as quick as that. It's up and into JARLAN again, and this will be his half-dozen goals. He's got 6. He was doing the job back in the first and second period when things were probably still in the balance. From here, you expect that France are going to be able to control things. They again, immediately on ABREU, are forcing him. And they've got him working in a tight space. He's going to go long. It's up to Higino. I think he wanted to go longer than that. Higino will throw it, and it's into SALLEM. But was there a foul already? I believe there was. So SALLEM will come out, and SALEGUI comes in. And the fun thing about watching Riadh SALLEM is that he's just got a one-track mind. He just simply wants the ball. As this will be HIVERNAT to take it for France. He equally very useful with it too, as he goes across, the captain again. And he's back rolling at the 17th. SALEGUI, he's only got 4 today. Been saying that it's been about getting a victory. And France have put the building blocks in place. And they have supported each other well. Great team distribution. And they're going to stop the clock. I think so. Seems to have been an issue with the scoreboard. Higino thought, well, man, I was just starting to drop this thing into about 4th gear. So officially the call, we'll just see it here. It's a goal for HIVERNAT. And the official system hasn't recognized what the call is. But you heard the sound of the main horn in the building. There's still some technical issues. They've given the thumbs up to the referees, so they're happy. We're just going to restart play with 40 seconds. ABREU is going to lob it forward, and it allows Higino again to enjoy the advancement of the ball. He has nobody around him, and he converts it. Big hit there from Higino coming across. HIVERNAT, he has been so precise, such a clean player. He doesn't really get into the messy stuff so much. He can take it, but he's just been thoughtful and precise with that, his 18th goal. ABREU is going to struggle. He had SALEGUI in the passing lane. And that will be a turnover. BRAZ, the intended pass. That's his 6th turnover today. So those are things that you only learn when you play against these top nations in a tournament like this. There has been a lot of learning and a lot of improvement for Brazil. Big hit for BRAZ coming into his man, and it's turned over right back.
This time the French team did not lose the ball. Ball goes back to Brazil. Posse de bola para o Brasil.
So the inbound deep in front of this French bench. And there's the timeout for the equipment again, BRAZ, here at the lower part, right in the middle of the floor. And he summons for a wheel. And this is going to be tough to get it into Higino if they go with this formation equally. Higino in a corner. ABREU gives him an option in which to get out of it. Up and a big hit from SALEGUI over the top. Look at this, working into the basket for BRAZ. He stops and turns twice. Looks both ways before he tries to cross the street, and then SALEGUI has to handcuff him as he gets his hands right on him and leaves a fingerprint or two as well. He says, not so fast. We've seen this show before, and it's not that great a view for us. So it will be Brazil to inbound again. BRAZ will take it, and he will score it across the line. He now with 17 goals for the Brazilians. Brazil, they're going to have to come out with some trickery and possibly, I think, short of a miracle really from here. And that's the challenge. What a steal, it's up. And that was slipperier than a bar of soap. And the foul, is it going to come against SALEGUI or Higino? And it's going to be SALEGUI who gets it. You see with the wry smile. He was in a good spot. He was poised. He said, this is good eating. And throw it right to me, I'll have it. ABREU, a hard-working, big body for Brazil. Gets it into the water bug, the dynamo that is Julio BRAZ. He's like a hummingbird, just always vibrating, ready to go. And between him and SALLEM, they're just very much the similar player. You see it with the top in this sport. They have the same mindset. And Higino pretty much just grabs the arm of SALEGUI and just doesn't bother with the ball anymore. Just said, that's too much like hard work. I think they'll just grab your arm. So he takes the penalty and will be there for a minute or less. And out of bounds, the big hit from BRAZ at the end. So going for this ball, and he upends the Frenchman. And Nicolas Roux goes down, and BRAZ not happy with the call. Looks as though they'll let it go. It's just now Rio to get himself upright. He has a moment just to collect his breath. Get everything back in place. They are great sports fans, the Brazilians. The French waving their flag. This could be their victory. Being counted in, this is a play. BRAZ, if he can get there, but he's got both of the French players on him to the inside. This is going to be tight as well. Leaving it out there for ABREU. He senses that this is going to have to work quickly, and he responds with the ball support. And scored again for Brazil. He's got a dozen. Lofted over the top to SALEGUI. Throwing on the brakes is BRAZ, right with him. He can match him. Oh, they've jarred it loose. And that's a big hit. CHALMIN keeps it in. How does SALEGUI get that back and then back into his player? That's unbelievable for France. That seemed to be the only space inside that square cube there that they could have got it through, but they force it away. Oh, everybody in Brazil loving the moment. It has been a family occasion. But there, we'll just get the official score. It's JARLAN who turns it over, the tip-off. Oh my. Don't tell the Brazilians that this may already be determined, because they don't know that. They believe that there is going to be the possibility of an intervention here, and they are going to pull this one, even though they're shorthanded. They've got Higino in the penalty box now. ABREU is just going to ride this one out with SALLEM. They could go shorthanded here, and I've seen that once in the tournament. This could be the second time. BRAZ is going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat. He's got enough speed in which to do it. He's going to cut back. He's got SALLEM on him, up to ABREU. They'll score, and that is a great moment of history in this sport here. We've seen it once. There it is twice. Brazil find a short-handed marker, and this crowd love it. SALLEM, he's going to open it up, though. He's been hooked in, though, and now they surround him. They're like a pack of dogs right now, the Brazilians. And SALLEM, he's going to run, but he can't hide right now. Still going at him. This is full throttle. Look at him work his way. He will not take no for an answer, SALLEM. He finds the score again for France. Just working and driving, and he exemplifies everything about the spirit of this competition. Up to Higino, and this Brazilian crowd again will raise their voices in anticipation of what could be in the remaining 2 minutes and 13. I think as much as anything, they just want to see their team compete right to the end. And Higino said that as much before this match. Even if they don't win, this crowd is with us and right behind us. We are so grateful. We could never fully express. Well, take that air in. This could go a little bit crazy here at the end. These are the last minutes for both of these teams in the tournament. These moments in front of this crowd, calling on Brazil to play and to finish this strong. All the way up. A big hit, they've spun their man. The offload, though, is going to be RIOUX. He was on his backside a moment ago. This time he rolls high and he supports the ball. It's another French score. SALLEM rocks him, but it's over to BRAZ, and he picks up the leftovers, and that is quickly gobbled up for the Brazilians again. It's batted forward, and Brazil have overcompensated. They have put their men all in place to try and prevent the inbound. But that bump pass, almost like a volleyball serve, it works to perfection. He had 3 scores in 16 seconds. BRAZ out to Higino. He's got the blocking formation there for him, and he takes it across again. So this will have some more flavor and texture to it yet. It will not be going quietly into the horizon for the Brazilians. The strong pass up, it's been turned over. Here they come again. And into the hands of number 8, look at Hoffman. He's got more moves than you might see in the dance floor. He's gonna get the ball back, not so fast. BRAZ has it. And this, a moment of triumph again. He will dart across the line. It's a little bumpy, but it straightens out and he's on the runway. He's got 20. Well. Oh, they just stuck the hand in, almost like putting a stick in his spokes. They'll do whatever they can here. They've taken it for a moment. It's going to be contact on the arm, though. Oh, they've turned it over. They will allow it as a turnover. It will not be a penalty, so not so fast. It's still in the offer for both of these teams. It still is going to have to be incredible from here for Brazil. I wouldn't believe it if they could do it. It will need to be something from beyond this space that influences a change in who's the likely victor in this one. BRAZ up against NANKIN. That's not a good matchup for BRAZ. He has a technical timeout already. These players are going to call on the spirit of this crowd and whatever will come from the remaining 58.2. They will do it together. BRAZ has SALLEM. He's in his pocket. And they just lodged it. Higino comes up with it, though. How fortunate that was. BRAZ with some room. He's going to pass it over the top. They'll score, and they're through. And Brazil have got themselves a 53rd. And if they turn this ball over again here, you thought it was loud already. Now it's long. All the way up for NANKIN. You can get to him and control things for a second. He's going to try to burn the clock, though. He's got it in his clutches. It's in his pocket. BRAZ has it. It comes out. It's still alive. And who comes up with it? But SALLEM and BRAZ. They strip at that ball like it's the Last Supper. Holy. This is something, as it's out of bounds for Brazil. And France will take the score. My goodness. This is a classification match, and what a proud performance by both of these nations. Brazil are going to try to see if they can score one last time. BRAZ on the sideline, out to Higino, and it's turned over. SALLEM, oh, he's so nifty. He runs out of time, but boy, was that a thriller. Oh, back and forth. Both of these teams leave it all on the floor. And this crowd now will take a moment to digest it. It's a full-time victory for 7th position. And I guarantee you this, there's more of this to come today and tomorrow. It'll be France to take it, 59-54. And Brazil, with everything they had to give, just came up a little bit short in the end. But they didn't, really. They have sold this game worldwide, and here in South America, the light has been shone upon it. Wheelchair rugby, they are the winners. The sport and all these athletes, what characters they are. Riadh SALLEM with such appreciation and love for each of the opposition. And there's a moment of true respect between those two. They pushed it all the way deep. It's going to get emotional now because there's been so much invested. And these are genuine moments of exhale and relief. actually, it is emotional to watch because the first time the Olympics and the Paralympics come to South America, and the doubts, they were high for how these games would be presented, received, and supported. Well, the story is obvious for those who have watched and seen what has gone on. It has been an overwhelming success. And Brazil, although they have not been able to win a game in the wheelchair rugby, they have won the hearts of their nation. And I'm sure many of those that have been watching around the world. France stay the course. They do get a win in the end. And 4 years ago, they finished 8th at the Paralympic Games in London. They'll finish 1 better in Rio.
Brasil! Obrigado! Por favor, faz esse grito com a gente. 1, 2, 3, França. Depois o nosso grito de guerra, por favor. Senhoras e senhores, mais uma vez uma salva de palmas para as duas seleções, França e Brasil, que encerram as participações nos Jogos Paralímpicos Rio 2016. França com 7º lugar e a seleção brasileira.
Stage is theirs. Brazil right there at the center of the field of play. And France there as well. Thumbs up coming from all of the teams in this tournament. They'll never really get a chance all at one time to celebrate, maybe at the end of the final day. But depending on their plans to be leaving on and going back to their countries, they really, when they've been on the stage, they have shown just how much they care.